was weird. Come on. Start up, game. Any minute now. First. There it is. Jeez, that took forever.
Cook. Serve.
Delicious.
2. Cook.
Okay,
Serve.
just want to make sure it's doing the thing that it should do.
Serve.
Delicious.
Oh yeah, I did use the same the same cook icon
Delicious. Cook.
or chef icon. That's okay. Hungry stream. Yep, it's that time again. All right, so we had some emails we have not read last week. NAHPS Lot 0762, Animal Skull. This skull represents the first international incident caused by Texas after it sought greater autonomy in 2031. After Texas's governor made a state visit to Denmark, it was revealed he stole the skull of an auroch from the nation's Natural History Museum. Shouldn't it be aurochs? While Texas refused to return the skull, the two governments later agreed to donate it to the National Arts and Historical Preservation Society. Huzzah. Out next week. I'll be out on vacation all of next week. Please direct all concerns with ongoing projects to Leo in the meantime. Dennis M. Leo, I've been having some computer... P.S. Leo, I've been having some computer problems all week and that some files would not save or update. I apologize for this major inconvenience. Ah! What are you doing? Frantically cooking food looks so stressful. Why aren't you doing something relaxing like gardening? Is this your idea of fun? Charles, extension 94. I mean, he's not wrong. Traffic report. A woman attempting to cross Main Street barefoot today has found herself in a sticky situation when her feet melted to the asphalt. Yarg. Drivers should prepare for delays as police attempt to scoop her from the road. Stay tuned for updates. Wow, it's hot out there apparently. Pokemon Company is doing a restaurant management puzzle game. Ooh, I don't think I've heard of this. What is that about? Alright, I think we don't have enough money to buy anything at the moment. Poke Cafe. Really? I've never heard of this. That sounds pretty cool. Hold on a second. Where were my notes? Here we go. Alright, okay, here we go. Yeah, there's been seeing quite a few like dead mall photos floating around my feed. Kind of interesting, like abandoned building photos and stuff. Okay. 2 days ago, or last Thursday. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days ago. Pokemon Cafe Mix. Okay. Yeah, that totally slipped right past me. Okay, no, we're good. Have all my stuff. Let's go. I should redecorate my restaurant at some point. I kind of like how it looks, actually. It's kind of nice. All right, what do we got? Hot dogs, chicken nuggets, tater tots, and onion rings. Let's do the tots first. Oops. Oh, okay, didn't do that. That works. I accidentally hit enter. I'm glad it didn't just make me serve the empty pitcher. That would have sucked. Skips. Croissant. Oh, okay, shoot. For a second I thought I hit the wrong thing. Probably time to make more side dishes. Do not serve a thing that isn't finished cooking. I'll get dinged for that. Ooh, key lime pie. It's almost time to around the right time of year to make one of those. Oops. Oh, crap. Ah. Didn't put the egg on there. There goes my perfect day. Ooh, nice. I love ramen. Proper ramen. There aren't really any ramen places where I live now. There used to be, where I used to live, there were two, at least two. They were both really good. But, not so much here. More pots. Oh yeah. Gotta get that okonomiyaki. Not easy to find, for some reason. Almost did that wrong. Oops. Okay, no, we're good. It's fine. Doesn't have to be in the right order. Oh man, well, you know, have her mail you one. I'm sure that won't end in tears. imagining like an okonomiyaki that has been sent through the mail would be so gross. Hello, Siriar. What can I get you today? I like that wall. It's so weird looking. All right. Let's see. Oh yeah, okay. So we did our first day here. We've not done burrito time yet, and we've not done the world tour yet. So let's do those. First though, can I afford any more food? Oops. I think we're in the wok dishes. The booth bar, yeah. I do too. It's a lot of fun. It's pretty addictive. Let's see. Wok shrimp tofu. Okay, good. Yeah, or shrimp and veg rather. Wok dish, shrimp and veg, origin China. Wok dishes originated in China and are most common. Wait, did we? Oh yeah, no. And are most common throughout Southeast Asia. The tossing action, commonly associated with wok dishes, stems from the early days where cooks would use live shrimp. As the shrimp constantly tried to escape, cooks would toss the wok around in an attempt to recapture the shrimpy escape artists. This same method was also utilized when live cows were used in beef wok dishes, albeit at a larger scale. While live shrimp is no longer cooked in wok dishes, the traditional tossing action is still performed to this day. Okay, we got that. Yeah, like it. Yeah, I could see this as a stream marathon game. Although I mean, I don't know. I feel like I would burn out on this game eventually. Like I can only play it for so long because it gets pretty stressful. It's like it's a weird mix of like stressful and relaxing. I don't know. I don't really know how to explain it. I know, right? Like, and I mentioned last week that like a lot of them have at least some small grain of truth in them, and it's always, which makes it kind of hard to tell. Like, some of them are like just weird enough that you go, that could be true. Alright, NEHPS, lot number 2665. Cool Guy shoes. Retrieved after Washington, D.C. curiously sank into the ocean in 2028, miraculously leaving Virginia and Maryland entirely intact, these shoes were fashionable during the mid-2020s. Commonly known as Cool Guy shoes, they were popular amongst local musicians and college students. They look like Converses. Please do not disturb. As Dennis is out this week and I am taking over his workload in the meantime, I expect to be working overtime and through my breaks all week, especially to deal with the supposed computer issues regarding important work files. Please do not come to me with anything that is not of the highest priority all week. Hopefully I can at least get all the work done before the weekend so that I can make it to the camping trip I promised to my adolescent nephew. Sincerely, Leo H. Office supplies. Is someone stealing office supplies again? I swear we had a 3-in-1 printer, scanners, copier yesterday, but now there's just a big empty space in the office and a darker patch of carpet where I thought it was. I could be wrong, of course, but let me know if you see it or hear anything about it. Eisenberg, extension 6464. Okay. Right, so we did all of these. Let's do burrito time. In 2003, inspired by her love of Mexican food and money, Maryland restaurateur Philippa Thompson founded Burrito Time, which specialized in selling extravagant burritos for extravagant prices. While the restaurant enjoyed modest success, it wasn't until 2029 that Burrito Time's fortunes changed for the better. After Washington, D.C. and Virginia sank into the ocean, residents of Maryland became worried that their state would suffer a similar fate. In the autumn of 2029, the neighboring sea began lapping at their border. A state of emergency was declared, and residents were ordered to sandbag the area. Despite their best efforts, the water continued to rise, and officials began planning a statewide evacuation. Unwilling to leave the state she had built her empire on, Thompson offered an alternate solution and ordered her restaurants to create needlessly large burritos to be used as makeshift sandbags, which were placed along the estate's border. Surprisingly, the burritos held back the rising tide, and Maryland continued to exist above sea level. News of Burrito Time's heroism traveled quickly, and with business at an all-time high, Thompson was able to open dozens of additional stores throughout the state. As a sign of the government's appreciation for saving Maryland, the state flag was changed to an image of a burrito in the company logo. Dang. Burritos save lives. Alright. Some very specific tastes there. Okay, so we have burrito, stadium nachos, which we already have, I think. Let me just, oh, oops, that's already on my list. Let me get rid of that. Tamales. Let's see, those are what are those? Those are specialty fries, I think. I forget what they're called. Call them specialty fries. And then we have a side of white rice, which I already have on my list. We've got some black beans. That's horchata, which is delicious. And then that's one of the beers. Is that beer or craft beer? I'm not sure. Actually, hold on, let me check. Which one's which? Drinks. Okay, craft beer is the yellow one. That's just beer. Bottle of water, 3 ice cream balls. 2 vanilla, 1 chocolate. Got it. Coming up. Alright. I'm not good at burritos. It's one of my weaker dishes in this game, so hopefully it will not destroy me. Oh, okay, so waffle fries, wavy fries, white rice, black beans. This one always messes me up too. I have like 6 of them, and then like the letters are all kind of in like weird configurations that my fingers are not used to, so it's kind of hard. Like, once I have my fingers positioned in the right way, then I can make them pretty quickly, but, like, getting my fingers there, like, wastes a lot of time. Thank you. Alright. Chicken, corn chips, brown rice, fire sauce. There we go. There's always like so much stuff that goes into a burrito. Okay. Oh, jeez, okay. Yeah, all that, plus I gotta make more tamales. Exactly, right? Give me a second. Wait your turn. Uh-oh. Oops. There. It also sucks that, like, so there's always a lot of stuff that goes into a burrito and they burn fairly quickly, so when the meat's ready you gotta like be on it. So it sucks when there's only have to make a whole bunch of them at once, because it's really easy to like lose control of the situation. There's also tacos, which are like pretty much, which are very similar to burritos, with the same setbacks and annoyances. Thank you. I've played this game a lot, so I'm kind of used to it, but there's still some aspects of it that are difficult. Okay, but that's an easy one. Thank you for the tamales being easy. Thanks for having mercy on me. Don't like those nachos. Shit. All those ingredients. Ugh. Spicy chicken. Okay. There. I mean, I don't like anything with jalapenos on it, so I'm not gonna fault you for not liking those. Sour cream's good. Not really a huge fan of refried beans. Like, they're okay in moderation, not in like giant glops of them. Yeah, gotta have lots of cheese. And I don't really like queso, like, because that tends to have like spices and crap in it that I don't like. But if it's just like melted cheese without any other junk in it, then I'm okay with it. I don't have coffee, but I do have some boba. Although this is actually non-caffeinated, so. I like that you have a very specific nacho recipe. That's good. Means you know what you like, and you're guaranteed to get it right. Alright, we have a new one. Sub-solutions. Okay, so I know I can't afford anything else yet, but let's read emails. NAHPS, Lot 2769. Army fatigues with questionable allegiance. Generously donated by Utah Widow after the Blue War of 2025, this style of army fatigues is notable for having been worn by both sides of the conflict as a psychological warfare tactic to make the lines dividing each army blurred. To this day, many bodies have yet to have their loyalties verified, making proper ritualistic burial difficult. Yeah, the smileys mean, those are like, oh wait, no, I'm thinking of the perfect ones, but yeah, smileys mean good. Change in structure. I apologize for my last email in which I incorrectly reported that Leo had been fired for stealing from the company. It has come to my attention that he is to remain employed until an internal investigation is completed. Dennis M. Leo, good luck with the investigation. Hopefully nobody was able to guess all of your passwords and frame you for embezzlement. Just to be safe, could you please finally return the movies you borrowed from me 2 years ago? The easy way to improve your mood. Do people keep asking you what's wrong? Do you always feel upset or irritated? Just laugh it off. See that duck over there? Laugh at the duck. Eating a delicious meal? Laugh at the meal. Ignoring a homeless person on the street? Laugh at the homeless. Been accused of a double homicide you didn't do? Laugh at the police. There's no end to the amount of things you can laugh at. It doesn't even have to be funny. Just laugh at it, and in no time you'll start feeling better about the terrible life you live. Jeez. Scorpion somewhere on the upper floors. To all, my son's pet scorpion has gone missing. I have deduced that someone close to him who never wanted him to have a pet scorpion in the first place must have relocated it to somewhere on the upper floors of the tower. I'd watch out for it if I lived up there. Blaine, extension 3343. Okay, so let's do this one. Do I have anything else that I can... Nope. No, okay. Pretzel, hot dog, salad. Good old reliable salad. You don't like seafood? My brother, well, I think he might now, but for a long time he did not like his seafood either. Salad, no. I like seafood, but it depends on what. I don't like all seafood. Whoops. Oops. Ah, damn it. Those were not strawberries, those were bananas. I love these, like, meal side dish combination. Like, if you look at the side dishes that people... Like, so the oops. Oh, damn it. So people automatically serve themselves side dishes. And sometimes if you look at, like, what they ordered, and then the side dish they choose to go with it, it can be pretty funny. Especially in cases where there's, like, where you have a main dish of something and the side dish version of that same thing on your menu at the same time. So, like, people will be like, yes, I would like a salad with a side order of salad. Or a soup with a side of soup. Oops, wait. Ah, what'd I do wrong? I'm not sure. I know I did something wrong. Ah, what'd I do wrong there? Shit, I'm losing it. I'm losing it! Ah! Crap. Fingers like in the wrong positions. Yeah. All the wieners. Don't take that out of context. Not really need to make more side dishes, but I did anyway. Ah, made a lot of mistakes on that day. Oh well. It happens. Aw, that's cute. I like that spray. That's also cute. Ooh, I like that ceiling light. Woo! That's a cool table. Thank you for the gift sub. Alright, new entry slot. Ah, I got the left the left emote, or the left heart emote. Okay. NAHPS, lot number 8378, Tactical Army Vest. Worn by famous Lieutenant Colonel Pierce Noyles throughout the Blue War of 2025, this army vest still smells of napalm, bacon, and eggs. Inside one of the many pouches was found a note written by Lieutenant Colonel Noyles reading, "Not today," which many accounts have verified were also the famous Lieutenant Colonel's last words at the Battle of Central High. Back to work. I'm happy to report that the internal investigation into some fraudulent claims about me has turned up the actual truth of certain events, and I'm returning to work effective immediately. Furthermore, I gleefully report that the same team which investigated me is going to be sticking around for a bit more to build a case against the person who's been causing such issues throughout the company. It should be interesting to watch this all pan out. Sincerely, Leo H. Get ready! So apparently that supermarket which lets you ride around in bumper cars is opening tomorrow on the 51st floor. Now, I'm just your ordinary run-of-the-mill award-winning market analyst, but if I were to hazard a guess, I'd say all those new customers are going to need somewhere to eat tomorrow, meaning you've got yourself a busy day ahead. But hey, what do I know? Harper Knowles, extension 882, principal market analyst and bubble tea enthusiast. That calls for a sip of bubble tea. Delicious. Alright. I think we can afford another wok dish. Which I believe is going to be the chicken one. Yeah. Origin China. Wok dishes originated in China and are most common throughout Southeast Asia. Most are served with an array of sauces and vegetables, including sweet and sour and teriyaki. It is a simple dish that can be elevated to an exquisite meal quite easily with the right ingredients. The tossing action commonly associated with wok dishes was originally utilized to keep live shrimp from escaping the pan. Similar methods were used with chicken wok, so they are tossed gently so as to prevent the meat from taking flight. Okay. White rice. Originating in parts of Asia and subsequently a popular base in many Asian foods, the domestication of white rice is considered one of the most important developments in human history. Early rice-eating humans were so delighted by the food's discovery and multitude of uses that many idols and deities were created and worshipped as a means to thank the unseen forces for the gift of rice, as well as to beg for much more of it. A common belief tied to these myths was that each grain of rice eaten was worth one more value of worth to the deities, leading many to consume as much rice as possible, and ultimately leading to a great boom in rice's production. Alternately, many also believed that rice was no more than the remnants of the dead souls of their ancestors, and that eating rice was a suitable act of revenge for not being included in an inheritance or will. Today, white rice is still one of the most common foods around the globe. It's also delicious. Egg rolls. Is it egg rolls or spring rolls? Here we go. Egg rolls. Egg rolls were created in Vietnam. Egg rolls were created in Vietnam during the first annual International Opposite Day. To commemorate the day egg rolls were created, the food's creator decided to name the rice-based roll, which contained no egg whatsoever, the egg roll. This trend of giving foods created on International Opposite Day an ironic name continued until a local producer called the Dairy-Rich beverage Dairy-Free Iced Coffee, which ultimately resulted in thousands of lactose-intolerant individuals becoming violently ill. Today, International Opposite Day is enjoyed responsibly. Thank you for that. And broccoli. Origin Rome. Broccoli, or midget trees, were first cultivated in Rome over 2,000 years ago. The myth that eating broccoli helps grow chest hair stems from the Roman Empire during the Cantabrian Wars of 29-19 BC. After many years of bloodshed, Augustus Caesar became desperate to resolve the conflict. A Roman think tank was established, and the group concluded that by spreading a rumor that eating broccoli would help grow chest hair, the decidedly hairless Cantabrians would eat so much broccoli that the overwhelming amount of vitamin K would kill them. While the extra vitamin K did not kill them, shifting resources from the war effort into broccoli cultivation left their people defenseless. Rome attacked swiftly and enjoyed a decisive victory. While the Cantabrian Wars are now largely forgotten, the myth that broccoli helps foster chest hair growth remains alive and well over 2,000 years later. I had broccoli with dinner tonight. Broccoli and chicken. I don't think I've grown any chest hair. Okay, French toast, which I don't think I can afford, but let's see. Ooh, not quite. Alright. Cool. Got a bunch of new stuff on the menu. But it is now time to go to another restaurant. Sub Solutions. Sandwiches are one of the simplest foods a person can make, but for the people who can't make a sandwich, there's Sub Solutions. Sub Solutions is your go-to place for sandwiches. We've got bread, meat, cheese, vegetables, and condiments. What more do you need? Just tell us what you want on your sandwich, and our minimum wage high school students will make it. We asked them to watch an instructional video once, so you know they know what they're doing. Our cost is low and our quality is legal. Don't be picky, go to Sub Solutions. Sandwiches are also, like, deceptively tricky in this game. I mess them up a lot too, weirdly enough. One of the easiest foods in the world to make, and I somehow mess it up in this game. Okay, so... the sub sandwich, we got some soup. We got a breakfast sandwich, which I already have. What is that? Potato salad? I think that's potato salad. That's the fruit spread, which I already have on there. Cookies. Cookies. And soda, which I already have. Oops. Spell cookies correctly, please. I am not on easy mode. I guess there's Zen mode, which is like, there's no, there's no, like, customer patience, so, like, there's no time limit to making stuff. People won't get mad and leave. But I don't play on that difficulty, or on that setting. I just play on normal mode. Alright. Soup. Oops. Potato salad is another good one, because it's ready immediately. Broccoli, celery, green beans, and broccoli. Pickles, jalapenos, olives, wheat bread. One of the meats you can put on sandwiches is capicola, and I've never had that. I don't think I ever even heard of it before I played this game. I wonder what it's like. Yeah. Would it kill him to say hello or thank you? Oops. Ah, celery, carrots. There. I love when the sandwiches are simple. Just two things, meat, bread. That's my kind of sandwich. On TripAdvisor. Or like a Yelp review, something. They do give me tips though. That's why it's important to make sure their order is perfect. So like you give them the perfect order, and then you have a side dish along with it. That's what makes the order perfect, and that'll get you tips and therefore more money. It's still a successful order if it doesn't come with a side dish. Like if you're out of side dishes for whatever reason, but you don't get the tip for it. So it's best to always have a side dish available whenever possible. There are some days at the Tower restaurants where you're forced to do a day without side dishes, and that always weirds me out. Feels so wrong. The other thing that side dishes do is they increase customer patience. So if you have side dishes available, customers will be less likely to get mad and leave. You'll have more time to make orders, which is why it's usually important which is why you always want to have like a side dish that you can make quickly at the beginning of the day, especially if you have food that takes a long time to cook on the menu. Because those first few minutes of the day will kill you if you're not careful. At higher buzz levels, like customers will like come in, order, and immediately get mad. You'll see what I mean eventually. Yeah. And it's a risky run doing the way I'm doing it, which is always do randomized menu, because you won't always have the good side dishes on hand. Can be a real challenge. Yeah, it's not easy. I can usually only read the chat in like slow sections of the game like this when it's not during a rush. You may see, I'm sure you've seen it like when there's a rush going on. I like focus really intently on the game and I'm just like, no talk. No talk me, I'm busy. Okay. NAHPS, lot number 2668. Presidential cowboy boots. Worn by the first U.S. president to be sworn into the nation's new capital in Nashville, Billy Lou Twain. After Washington, D.C. gently slid into the ocean in 2028, taking the entire succession with it, Billy Lou Twain quickly identified a loophole in the U.S. Constitution version 3.txt that granted him complete presidential power over the distraught nation as a result of him winning a recent local square dancing contest. He wore these lucky boots every day of his presidency until the morning of his assassination a year later when he decided to go barefoot. Haha! I did notice that, Panda! Routine checkups. Don't forget to do regular checkups on your vehicle. Leo's vehicle had been suspiciously leaking brake fluid and he nearly drove into oncoming traffic this morning, but I'm happy to report that he survived mostly unharmed by simply swerving into a ditch and destroying his new sedan. Dennis M. P.S. Leo, buddy, glad to hear you're alright. Maybe with this miraculous second chance you've been given, you'll decide to live a more hygienic life. Yeah, see, at this point, they're literally trying to kill each other. Dr. Hugo Z. Hackenbush! Thank you for this for the gift sub as well. Gift sub is all around. Bricklayers newsletter update number 87,149,291. For those of you who keep complaining about our thrice hourly newsletters, deal with it. The world of bricks is an interesting place, and you'd all be better off reading our long-winded editorials. If you'd like to unsubscribe from this new newsletter, please create a new email address. That reminds me of like a while back there was like a Twitter thread going around where someone was like, for every like this gets, I'll post a fact about bricks, and it got like way more likes than the person expected. Get though! I forgot I had that emote. I forgot I have all my emotes. Oh snap! Can I have a refund? Your hot wings were so spicy they threw my back out. Hammond extension 5. Nope. French toast. That was the thing I was just gonna get, right? I think I can afford that now. Yeah, 675. Origin France. What a surprise. French toast, also known as pain perdu, lost bread, sorry, my French is terrible, first appeared in the Middle Ages. Due to a combination of record food wastage and malnutrition amongst the lower classes, the French government passed legislation making the disposal of food illegal. With the ban on food disposal in full swing, restaurateurs were puzzled with what to do with stale bread. Local restaurants came together and concluded that by cooking stale bread with curdled milk, they'd be able to sell expired food for gourmet prices. The research paid off, and in the coming months, French toast became a hit. Hoping to recreate the success of French toast, restaurants attempted to serve patrons expired chicken covered in moldy cheese. It was less successful. Oh, heck yeah. Translion, woo! That's great. Okay, I definitely can't afford anything else with $125. So... Oh yeah, actually I just realized, I mean, not only the trans thing, but also the lion thing. It works on several levels. Okay. Yeah. So, yay! New menu slot. Randomized, of course. And I don't have any more prep stations or holding stations. Let's go. Brisket sandwich. Rice and tater tots. Ah, see, look at this. People are already getting impatient because my side dishes aren't finished. I'm probably not going to be able to make those, yeah, those sandwiches are going to go away. Brisket's not going to be done in time. Nope, yep, I've lost him. The game basically punishes you for doing too well. Because the better you do, the more buzz your restaurant gets, which means that you're going to get more customers. And they're all going to like crowd at the beginning of the day and demand food, and you're not going to be able to deliver on time. Which is a little bit counterintuitive if you think about it. Like, you'd think... I mean, it makes some kind of sense, but also, like, you think that you'd get some people who'd understand that, hey, this is a really busy restaurant. There may be a wait. But no, apparently everybody in this game is an entitled asshole. I mean, it's not hard to botch the, the orders. You don't really have to be deliberate about it, it just happens. But it'd be cool if there was an option to spit in people's food. and finish. Last of my briskets. Got any more? Oh, out of rice. Beef sauce with beef. Got enough beef in your beef? I'm not gonna make it in time. After it. That's the problem with having too many dishes that are done immediately, or don't need any prep after they're done cooking. If you don't have any side dishes ready, you're gonna just have to serve them without side dishes. Or risk running out of time or burning the food. Oops. Ah, what did I just do? Well, this wasn't the perfect day anyway, because I screwed up at the beginning. Because people got impatient and left. Like the big old jerks they are. Point in making more side dishes, but I'm going to anyway. Yeah. Thank you. That wasn't a perfect day, so it's not quite worth the applause, but I'll take it anyway. God, I know, right? Brisket's so good. I need to learn to make brisket. I've never had Salisbury steak from what I've heard of, but from what I've heard of it, it sounds gross. Woo! Prep Station 9. Awesome. Let's get that, let's turn that right on right now. Kabam. I usually like to stop at 10. You can have more than 10 prep stations. I think maximum is like, what is it? 13? 14? Might be 14. And some of the later restaurant days require you to have like a lot of prep stations. It gets really hard when there's that many. Okay. NAHPS lot number 5683, Annoying Tambourine. Generously donated by the Society's curator, Clarissa McIver, this tambourine previously belonged to McIver's son, Nathan. While this item has no historical or cultural significance, its inclusion in the collection ensures it will no longer be played on Sunday at the break of dawn. Thanks for the visitors. Thank you to everyone who visited me in the hospital after my car accident caused by a mysterious brake fluid leak. I love the company, flowers, and cards that you all sent, and I'm happy to report that I'm able to get back to work immediately. I come out of this near-death experience with a newfound positive outlook on life, and I look forward to staying with all of you for many years to come. Sincerely, Leo H. I know, right? I'm a failure. How dare I not do perfect? Haiku number 242. The sun rises first as the moon tries to keep up, hoping to eclipse. Let's see. What can I afford? I'll eat pancakes next. Oh, there they are. Pancakes. Origin, Greece. Breakfast pancakes were first invented in ancient Greece, though they were called tagonites and were made with wheat flour, olive oil, honey, and curdled milk. I'm probably mispronouncing that. Despite their incredibly simple composition, many experts now believe pancakes to be among the greatest of the ancient Greek inventions alongside philosophy, geometry, and alarm clocks. Though modern pancakes are often served with syrup, this practice was not widespread until the Great Syrup Flood of January 14, 1919, an event which has gone by almost completely unheard of due to it being upstaged by the larger Great Molasses Flood a day later, during which the syrup manufacturer's entire plant erupted into a volcano of syrup, which then slowly traveled down the road to a breakfast diner at the bottom of the hill. First responders described the scene as tragic yet surprisingly delicious. Today, syrup has risen onto pancakes as a solemn memorial of the lives that were eventually lost by those who fell into the syrup while trying to retrieve their food. Press F to pay respects. Oatmeal. Oatmeal. There it is. Wait. There's an oatmeal and there's a side oatmeal. Oh, okay, I have them both on here. Right, so that's oatmeal. Yeah, the main dish oatmeal. Origin, United Kingdom. Oatmeal was first served in the United Kingdom. Looking to hone its marketing efforts in 1987, the International Oatmeal Association, who also produced oatmeal's cut-rate alternative, Gruel, conducted a study to better understand who their key demographic was. To their surprise, they discovered oatmeal was most popular in children's orphanages, second most popular in theatrical productions set in children's orphanages, and third most popular in films about the production of theatrical productions set in children's orphanages. Confused about what to do with this baffling information, the International Oatmeal Association ran a television campaign featuring child laborers enjoying oatmeal before heading off for a 14-hour day at the textile factory. The campaign caused outrage and was pulled from broadcast within a week of airing. Confused and embarrassed, the International Oatmeal Association vowed to never again advertise oatmeal. Alright. Right, I can have all the food I want, but I can't serve it all at the same time. Yeah. I mean, that's an important part of growth. Like, it should be uncomfortable, and it sucks, but, like, realize that that's a step in the right direction. And that discomfort will not last. And you may be uncomfortable now, but now that you know the problem, you can work on fixing it, and things will be better. Yeah, and that's good. Like, you're being given a second chance. That's great. Fruit spread by origin unknown. With the advent of color films, production designers were faced with the challenge of decorating scenes with lovingly saturated colors. Suddenly, actors could no longer eat mashed potatoes as the dull color palette was deemed unappealing to audiences. In an attempt to solve this problem, award-winning production designer Mary Mole traveled to her local grocer where she was confident she'd be able to find a piece of bright, multicolored fruit. She couldn't, and with the film's shoot drawing near, Mole was forced to improvise by creating a spread of different colored fruits. To Mole's delight, the fruit spread was a huge success. With the explosion of color films in the 1950s, families were keen to recreate the fruit spreads featured in their favorite movies. Today, some analysts believe the increased sale of fruit played a large role in the post-war boom enjoyed throughout the West. Fruit. Bacon. I can just barely afford bacon. Origin United Kingdom. While researchers have discovered that cured pork was consumed in both ancient China and ancient Rome, bacon, as it is known today, was popularized in England during the Middle Ages. Records indicate that rural is a hard word to say. Farmer Henry Weathers created bacon one spring and, delighted by the taste, attempted to travel to Nottingham to sell it. The powerful aroma alerted a nearby bear. Weathers was fatally mauled. 3 days later, his wife Mary Weathers attempted the same trek but met a similar fate. The townspeople, furious about the senseless killings, banded together for Operation Bring Home the Bacon. Bear numbers declined significantly, and the people of Nottingham declared the operation a success. It is this event which historians agree led to the extinction of bears in Britain several years later. Wow. Okay, we just did my restaurant, so it's time to go to the world tour. Oh, there's also Fire Kickers. I haven't done that yet. Yeah, I understand. It's hard. And it's hard, like, especially in online interactions, because you don't have like context, because tone does not come across in text, so it can be hard to tell. It can be even harder to tell what people are really saying, if they're, being sarcastic or if they're joking or whatever. It's hard. Yeah. The World Tour. Here's some good stuff on that menu. In 1972, billionaire Bob Newhand had a vision for his budget food company: create a new restaurant experience that would include cuisines from all corners of the world under one roof. His new venture, Budget Food Presents The World Tour, was lauded for its varied menu and fantastic prices. And Bob marketed the restaurant to those who didn't have the means to travel the world but had a nickel in their pocket and a rumble in their stomach. Newhand was stubborn, believing one should always stay the course. This belief ultimately saw the World Tour suffer severe financial setbacks, and by 1989, the company oversaw over 300 restaurants that had not changed their menu or decor since first opening in 1973. Bitter and stubborn till the end, Newhand died in 2002. In his will, he decreed that the restaurants were to be run unchanged until his fortune is depleted, which analysts believe should happen in 2040. Okay, so we have... Oh, what are those? Are those like... They're like pig's blood cakes or something like that. I forget what they're called. Those are samosas. That's tabbouleh. And then we have... what is that? That's sauerkraut? I think that's sauerkraut. Stuffed artichokes, brown rice, and pineapple juice, which do I already have that on my list? Yeah, I do, okay. Yeah, I know. And, like, I mean, it's important, like, it's a really hard line to draw, because being neurodivergent is not an excuse to be an asshole, but like sometimes it kind of is. Like sometimes you can't help it. That's just how your brain works. But I think you're doing the right thing. Like understanding that like I don't know. I mean, yeah, I probably shouldn't say too much on the subject because I'm not an expert, and I probably just gonna put my foot in my mouth. But yeah, I mean, it's important for everyone to be understanding of everyone else's situation, and it's hard. We're not always gonna get it right. People are complicated. Pea blood. It's sauerkraut, okay. Alright, so I've only got room for 2 side dishes, because I gotta set aside 2 of those for the main entrees. So let's do sauerkraut, brown sugar. It's okay, get in the kitchen. Got a lot of food to make. For some reason I tend to screw up samosas a lot too, even though it's like really simple. Usually because I fat finger the keys, because a lot of the keys for what type of samosa to put in the fryer are very close to each other. Or in some cases there's also sweet potato and potato. So I'll see one and I'll hit the button for the other one. And then I will kick myself. Playing video games is supposed to help with that, I understand. If anyone gives you shit about playing too many video games, just tell them, I'm working on my hand-eye coordination. No, we have not finished Broken Sword yet. Oops. Oh, right, because there's only 2 of these, so... Let's do the rice. Oh god, they're all... Yes, or that. Shut up, I do what I want. Yeah, I'm curious, like, how much left of Broken Sword we have, because, like, I feel like there's still a good chunk left, because there's still, like, a bunch of countries we haven't been to. And I'm pretty sure that the countries on the map are there for a reason. They're not going to just be there because... They're not just there for decoration. We're going to go to all of them, I'm sure of it. And we've been to... what? We've been to Ireland, we've been to Syria, we've been to Spain, and now we're in Scotland. So I've only been to, like, 3 out of, like, what, 7 of them or something? I forget. because we went to Ireland, and that was in the UK. That had the UK flag, and now we're in Scotland, which is also the UK. So we're actually going to like the same region more than once. Yeah. God, it really feels like it's later in the year than it is. Shit's weird, yo.
Good.
Right. You had to make very efficient use of all of your disk space. It's pretty ambitious, I think, like having so many different places to go to in that game. Although, really, like, I think they're doing a good job of, like, making a lot of the places seem bigger than they are. Because most of the places we've been have only been, like, a couple of screens. Like, France has definitely been, like, the main hub. Yeah. Good old floppy disks. It doesn't even ask you to wash your hands, it asks you to sanitize your hands, which is not the same thing. The save icon, yeah. We're definitely in that time of when, like, people are young enough to have never seen a floppy disk. Or like, or to like, or to look at like the call button on their phone, like the phone icon, and not know that that's supposed to be a phone. Because phones don't look like that anymore. Phones look like this. I remember back in the day, I'm definitely dating myself, showing my age here, but I remember when CDs, like, first became a thing. Like, before that it was like, I'm talking about, for music. Like, before that it was like cassettes and records. And then my family made jokes a lot about, like, you know, oh, kids are gonna be born and they won't even know what a record is. Now, half the time people don't even know what a CD is. Because we don't ever really use CDs anymore. Everything's digital. Woo! Football man makes the big play. Ooh, that's cool. Pope Fireside eats corn dog. Woo! Kimchi! And onigiri. Sweet. Alright, ooh, we got more restaurants opened up. Okay, so we have Fire Kickers, which we already had opened up, and then Food Shackers. First, though, that's clearly a jelly donut, yes. Oh, God. What a fool I am. How could I not see it? It's so obvious. fighting my the jelly at the bottom of my drink. Come to me! Damn it! It's escaping me. There. Anyway, oops. NAHPS, lot number 6673. Fast food soul prison tribal mask. Ah, that's creepy. This tribal mask made headlines in 2025, but it was included as a toy in fast food meals for kids at Big's Burger. The toy surprised not only the customers, but company management as well, as their supplier had sent them what appeared to be the souls of the damned, instead of the usual happy-go-lucky animal figurines. The intriguing case was regrettably closed days later when the supplier's factory became collateral damage in the Blue War. Terrifying. Beware of allergies. We may want to beware of each other's food allergies, if any, in the future. It seems that Leo is fatally allergic to kale, which was completely unbeknownst to me when I made my lunch this morning and put my name on it. Also, if you'd like to send some well wishes to his family, please see me to sign a card I picked out for them. Yeah, like, literal murder. New restaurant review. A user has posted a review about your business. Ding Dong writes, my great aunt passed away this week. I was sad because she used to make these great pancakes. Turns out she just bought them from Cook Serve Delicious. Now I can eat them without hearing her nonsensical ramblings and totally inconsistent anecdotes. I'm much happier now. Yeah. And I think 8-tracks were actually before my time, but I definitely remember cassettes and VHS tapes and having to, like, especially with cassettes, I remember having to use a pencil to, like, wind the tape back into the thing. When the tape player inevitably yanked it all out. Okay, can we afford hash browns? Which is the next one on my list. It's a side dish, so I should be able to. Oh, there it is. Yep. Origin, United States. Originally named hashed brown potatoes in 1888, hash browns are made simply by shredding potatoes and then frying them in a pan. Because of the intense crackling sound that accompanies the process of preparing hash browns, many Hollywood studios in the 1930s used this as a sound for large fires in movies, as audio design was a new concept for many productions. Ultimately, the Idaho Potato Farmers Union grew to hate this trend, as many commercials in the late 1940s for potatoes drew accidental laughs as the sound of the potato in the frying pan sounded exactly like the Bellevue Tower fire scene in the hit Hollywood classic Mabel and the Fire Brigade. In 1949, the union sued dozens of Hollywood studios, claiming unfair use of produce that ultimately hurt their business. As a result of this incident, the Hays Code of 1951 was signed and made it illegal for hash browns to be used as a sound effect for any entertainment media. As a funny side result, the sound of potatoes cooked in movies, advertisements, and television shows today are actually recordings of sneakers rubbed with lubricant resting on a hot plate. Alright then. Yeah! I've heard of those. We never had one, but yeah, it's a great invention. Pineapple juice? I don't think I can afford it, but let's check it anyway. Oh, actually, I think it's an unlock, so yeah, that's an unlockable. All right, never mind. And chicken nuggets I already have. Oh, right. I already read that one. Okay, so cool. Oh man, yeah. That would be considered piracy these days. And I definitely did have my my period of recording songs off the radio to make like a mixtape. Alright. Excuse me. So we just did the world tour, right? Yeah, so I think it's time for me to do this. Or, yeah. Right? I think. Yeah. Yeah, or audiobooks. Okay. Corn dogs, hamburger, bacon and eggs. Good pop music existed in the 90s and never again since then. I kid, of course. There is still good pop music. It's true. Love songs are... Oops, that's the wrong sauce. Love songs are universal. No, my burgers! I think I said in a fairly recent stream that, unpopular opinion, Despacito, not that great a song. I stand by that. I know, unsubscribed immediately. You know, that's what I thought it was too, but I think it's actually like some kind of like like an evil-looking creature in a hood. It does look a lot like a Goomba, though. Wait, did I? Oh no, okay, I think this is right. Okay. Thought I'd missed something in there. The backloggery icon. It's linked on my channel page. but I have it at like a really high resolution, which really does not do it any favors. I should probably do something about that. It looks a little bit better and like more readable on the actual website, rather than the giant version I have on my channel. In the info panel, I mean. That's a good question. It's just a burger, you're right. Oops. Ah! Also, you're not cooking the hamburgers with butter, which is apparently part of the process for making Salisbury steak. You gotta fry it in butter. I'm reminded of, in the first Cook Serve Delicious game, there was a mode which was called... what the hell was it? It was like the Hungry something. It was a parody of the Hunger Games. It was like the Hungry something. I forget what it was, but basically it involved, you had to cook like a long string of recipes, all of your recipes for one particular food. You had to cook all of them for like a bunch of ninjas for reasons, and the music for that particular game mode was the most epic music I've ever fucking heard in a game. It's ridiculous. That's a cool wall light. Yeah, it is it's a hooded creature of some sort. With like evil eyes staring out from beneath the hood. Sets of curls, alright. Well, we've only got about half an hour to do this, so I better start getting some perfect days in. NAHPS lot number 5865, Thingy. Pulled from the rubble in California in the aftermath of the Blue War, this object was found among hundreds of pieces of art. Since its retrieval, it has been hotly debated whether this is a piece of modern art or merely a bit of trash. One thing experts can agree on, however, is that despite the original intentions of the object, the passionate discussions created from this object have definitely made it a culturally important piece of work. That sure is a thingy. Scheduled message. Greetings. I, Leo H., wrote this email and sent it to send 1 week after the most recent reset date. Consequently, if you are receiving this email, it's because I have either left the company for one reason or another, or simply forgotten or not had an opportunity to reset its timer. I simply want to let you know that it was Dennis all along. I cannot prove it, but I think it's pretty obvious that he's the one who's been screwing with me all these years. He's a jerk who spends more time plotting his next prank than actually working, and I highly advise upper management to take notice. Sincerely, Leo H. Cricket. Has anyone else heard a cricket in the building? I hear it every time there's an awkward pause in a conversation, and especially whenever I ask someone if they hear it. I think it's somewhere between floors 23 and 44, if that helps narrow it down. Armand, extension 888. Lasagna, which I'm pretty sure I cannot afford. It's probably more expensive than... I have leet money. Where's lasagna? There he is. Oh, I actually can afford it. Cool. Origin, Italy. Lasagna originated in the Middle Ages in the Campania region of southern Italy. While today it is a quintessential Italian dish, it was originally created as an art piece. Historical sources reveal a young artist by the name of Cola de Petrarch was invited to create an art piece to celebrate Campania's vibrant history. A struggling artist both emotionally and financially, Cola de Petrarch was unable to afford art supplies. As such, he filled the box with recurring layers of sheet pasta, meat, and cheese. When asked by the curator what his piece represented, he claimed the mush illustrated the final moments of the city of Pompeii, and the layers, now an indiscernible mess, were a medically accurate depiction of what would have happened to the citizens after the eruption of Mount Vesuvius. Disgusted by the insensitive nature of his work, Cola de Petrarch was shunned from the art community. While it is unknown how lasagna made the transition from art to food, it is theorized that the penniless artist may have been forced to eat his art to survive. Today, lasagna is seen as a celebration of Italian culture and remains popular around the globe. Next up is eggplant parmesan, which I'm pretty sure I can't afford. Where is it? Oh, is it an unlock? It might be an unlock. Yeah, it is. Okay. Steamed vegetables. I can probably afford that. Yes, I can. Origin North America. In the wake of a volcanic eruption in present-day Arizona in 10,000 BC, farmers in the surrounding area met to discuss what to do with their crops. With a significant proportion of the product dusted with volcanic ash and with a sizable amount of their clientele gone, the farmers were poised for ruin. At the meeting, they concluded that by encouraging customers to wash and steam their vegetables, they would create a new trend whilst also passing the minimum safety standards set by their tribe. To their surprise, steamed vegetables were a smash hit and consumed the locals' attention. So much so that the citizens were oblivious when a second eruption occurred weeks later, further decimating the landscape. Hey, TV fan! It has been a long time. Welcome back. Okay. So next up, let's see, what have we not done yet? We haven't done fire kickers, and we have not done food shackers. So let's go fire kickers first. Founded in 1999 by Maria Navarro, Fire Kickers was built on a simple premise: provide great food at an affordable price and briefly set it ablaze before serving. Navarro's premise was a successful one, and in the years that followed, Fire Kickers spread like wildfire thanks to humanity's adoration for entrees and arson. The chain reached new extremes in 2007 when Navarro launched the Fire Kicker birthday experience, allowing children aged 6 and up to safely partake in a number of fire-related activities. After an hour of food and fun, the parties end with the company's mascot, Flamin' Phil, running into the store while on fire. The birthday boy or girl then gets to extinguish Flamin' Phil, who subsequently rewards the child with a birthday cake. Today, the Fire Kicker birthday experience is often seen as a rite of passage, with parents wanting to share the same childhood experience that they had with their kids. The cultural importance of Fire Kickers has ensured the chain has remained open despite the business's increasingly frequent OSHA violations and false alarms to the fire department. Ah, yeah. No worries. Everyone has their own reasons. Alright, so we have ribs, stew, that's a burger again, Salisbury steak, wait, which I actually have not put on my list, so I should put that there so I remember to read it. Side salad, which I have, I think. Yeah, I do. Green beans. Okay, that's over there. Mashed potatoes. All right. Here we go. Yeah, it's been great having you. Good to see you around. Okay, so we have very few holding stations, and we need 2 of them for those, for the ribs and the stew. So I'm just gonna leave the hamburger off entirely. We'll make each one two. What's the word I'm thinking of? To order. Thank you. Okay, salad, green beans. Okay, so we'll go salad first. Oops. Seasoning first, apparently. Thank you. Have a good night. Thanks for coming by. The chain of Empire restaurants. I wish. No, my salad. Wait. Okay. Ooh. That burger tripped me up for a second. That was bad. Ah, the last of my stew. Right before it went bad. Please enjoy some half-congealed stew. There's definitely nothing wrong with it. It's well seasoned. It's aged. Aged stew. You like aged beef, right? The Hungry Festivities, I think is what it's called. The challenge mode I was talking about earlier in the first game that involved the ninjas and the really epic music. I think it was called the Hungry Festivities. Woo! I believe that's the perfect day. Yeah! Go me! Yes, you cannot escape unscathed. Oh yeah, there's always one. Yes. So it's like 10 minutes till closing. Oh god damn it. NAHPS, lot number 2524, Anti-Junk Junk. This hunk of junk played an important role in the Blue War when it shielded local New Orleanian Suzanne Chan from a different piece of falling junk. This unsightly object is an important reminder that although you may be visually repugnant, you are still an important part of society. Gee, thanks. Internal job posting. Attached is the job description for two newly open positions. Please reply to this email with your CV if you are interested. The persons hired will be replacing Leo H. and his nemesis, whom it is company policy to no longer mention by name since the recent verdict. Thank you, upper management. I don't feel so good. I ate something from your restaurant yesterday, and now I don't feel so good. I'm not saying your food did it, I just thought you might want to know since we're such good acquaintances and everything. Chris, extension 47. Green beans. That's not green beans, that's green beans. Origin, Peru. Green beans originated in Peru and spread throughout the Americas via migrating tribes of natives, and then to Europe and eventually the rest of the world by Spanish explorers returning from the New World. These explorers, excited by the prospects of these new plants, had developed calluses on their knees as a direct result of repeatedly planting and harvesting green beans to perfect the process of growing the plant so they could show them off to the old world. Upon returning and demonstrating for the rest of the world how to properly plant, care for, and harvest green beans, the explorers were unable to escape the ridicule that came with their oddly strong-skinned knees. This trait in bean farmers would eventually be nicknamed the bean's knees, and through a series of misunderstandings, the phrase eventually morphed into the modern-day phrase the bee's knees, which is often used to refer to something exciting, not unlike discovering green beans. Not true. That is not the origin of that phrase. I actually just recently learned what the origin of that phrase is, and it apparently happened in, like, the 20s, where it was just, like, I don't know, like, what started it, but there was, like, a trend of people making up, like, animal-related phrases to refer to things that were good, I guess. And the bee's knees came out of that. Okay. Beer, which I can't afford. Yeah, I think the cat's pajamas was also one of those, yeah. Okay, so we just did fire kickers, so time to do this. I know, right? I mean, we're in the 20s now, so I may as well. Brisket sandwich, French toast, lasagna, hot dog, grilled fennel, and hash browns. I don't think I've read that one. groovy, yeah. I used to say, Stay Frosty. Which I intended as a reboot reference, but I think Stay Frosty is itself a reference to something else. I'm not sure what it is. Oh, from Aliens, okay. I actually did not know that. I was using it as a reboot reference. The Mutt's Nuts! I've never heard that one. I've heard the Dog's Bollocks, I've never heard the Mutt's Nuts. Nice. I actually only saw Alien, like the first Alien movie, pretty recently. I'd never seen it before. It was really fucking good. Like, was not expecting to enjoy it as much as I did. I mean, I obviously don't need to tell you that. But yeah, really good. Whew, just in time. I've seen like bits and pieces of the other Alien movies, like throughout my life, but I don't think I've ever seen any of them all the way through. Aside from the first one. Oh no! Just make that not perfect order, but should still be a perfect day, hopefully. Unless I've just jinxed myself. It's a movie with aliens in it, yeah. I also saw Predator for the first time, I think after I saw... Oops. No, that's fine. That's okay. No! Stop it! Hang on. Dude, no one is accusing you of being an idiot for any reason, and if they are, then they need to stop it. Sorry, I'm not really paying attention to chat very much. What is going on here? Okay. No, I mean, look, like, if someone does not like a thing that you like, that is not an attack on you. And if you're like such a, like, if there's nothing wrong with liking things, there's also nothing wrong with not liking things. Don't be a dick about it in either case. Anyway, that was a perfect day, so yay. And maybe also, like, don't hinge your entire identity on the things you like so that you don't feel like someone is personally attacking you when they don't like a thing that you like. In the HBS, Lot 5299, Goodman's Trumpet. This trumpet was played by legendary jazz musician Duke Goodman during the Jazz Aid fundraising initiative. In the aftermath of the Blue War, which saw Louisiana in ruin, a number of surviving jazz musicians from the region held a charity concert, to raise money for locals. Goodman's performance received particular praise thanks to his acid bebop, hard bop, post bop style. Memo from the CEO, installing new cameras. Hello, underlings. Some of you might have noticed the folks going around with ladders today installing security cameras in each one of your cubicles. Please do not be alarmed, as this is all part of our ongoing effort to increase employee morale by watching everything you do and sitting down to review it with HR at the end of every week. Again, the cameras will not be used to deter theft, so if anyone, for example Brenda, is really all that worried about her purse, wedding ring, and family photos getting stolen again, I have to continue to advise her to quit complaining and maybe leave those things at home if they really matter so much. Anyway, please try to stay out of the way as the cameras get installed. I assume these fine young men worked very hard just to put bread on the table, which is more than I can say for most of you. Happy Hump Day, Robert Overling, CEO. I must heal America with these smooth island beats. No text. I don't know, I mean, it's my opinion that, like, even if you like things that are problematic, that's okay too. Just understand that they are problematic and that you should not be condoning the problematic content to happen in real life, which, you know, you'd think would be obvious. But, yes, it's okay to like things. It's okay to like things that other people don't like. It's okay to like things that have, you know, questionable content. It's even okay to like things by creators who have been discovered to be problematic. Just as long as you're aware. Just be aware and don't hurt anyone and don't contribute to things that cause people harm. Like, it should be obvious. Right, exactly. And I mean, similarly, if you like, there's a lot of, I say this all the time. People, like, if you create something that has like a bad thing happening in it, or has like a character who embodies certain negative traits, that does not mean that you are that character or that you want to do those horrible things. It's fiction. You are writing a thing, you are creating a world, you are creating a story that that does not mean that you are the thing that you create. And it's so, like, it drives me nuts that this pops up so often, and like there are people out there who just do not get it, and they just immediately leap to the worst possible conclusions, and it's just have some critical thinking skills, please. Yeah. Anyway, I don't want to start ranting right at the end of my stream, even though I just did, so too late. Let's do some last minute buying food. Yeah. GTA Pro tags are terrible, like across the board. That doesn't mean you're not allowed to like GTA games. That's great. Do it. Like what you like. Play what you like to play. If you don't like a thing, don't engage with it. I mean, I like some pretty fucked up shit myself. I like Drakengard. Drakengard is full of fucked up shit. I fucking love it. That does not mean that I approve of, like, baby eating, which is the thing that happens in that game. Yeah, it's weird. It's a real weird game, and I love it. Okay, what was I doing? Buying stuff. I think I have enough to afford like a couple more things, and then I should probably call it quits for the night. Yeah. Just want a better sword. I mean, and there's a shitload of swords in that game, and also not swords. Yes, there's a character in Drakengard who eats children. She is terrible and I love her. Beer, that's what I was looking for. Beer is, origin unknown. Beer is, yes, and the blind asshole, yes. Who, Leonard, who, yeah, we're just not gonna go into Leonard. I mean, you should play the games anyway. Like, they're great. The first game is kind of flawed and janky, but I still love it anyway. Second game is not nearly as, like, terrifyingly dark and apocalyptic as the first game was, but I think it's, like, a better game gameplay-wise. And the third game I have not played yet. Also play the Nier games, because they are connected to the Drakengard games. Beer. Beer is one of the most researched beverages on the planet and is most commonly studied by individuals consuming several beers in a row. Dating back as far as 9500 BC, archaeologists believe that beer was key to the creation of civilization itself, as those who drink it tend to be more jovial, outgoing, and if consumed in groups, less annoying. However, the aforementioned testing has shown that there is a tipping point to these positive effects when too many beers are consumed, at which point people may stop making sense, thinking rationally, or living. And then pizza slices. Pizza by the slice. By the slice. Oh, which I can't afford. So instead, let's buy some equipment. I think I can afford a couple of these. Yeah. I can afford one of those. Yes, Nier follows directly off of the ending E of Drakengard, which is like a secret, like, really hard to get ending. So there's technically two canons. So Drakengard 2 follows off of ending A of Drakengard. Nier follows off of ending E of Drakengard. Yes! Also Silent Hill. I also love Silent Hill, and yeah, there's some janky shit in that game. The whole series is full of terrifying, dark nastiness. Yeah, like, Nier takes place, like, thousands and thousands of years after ending E of Drakengard, I believe. I actually have not gone through all of the endings of Nier. I think I've only done like 2 of them, so I don't know if there may be some explanation that I have not seen yet, but I don't want to say anything else because it's a spoiler. So, yeah, I think that will be it for tonight. We'll do some more of this next week. I will not be streaming tomorrow because I will be taking part in the Twitch Blackout, and I highly recommend everybody else to also take part in the Twitch Blackout and not stream or watch any streams or engage with Twitch at all, because Twitch needs to understand that they need to do something about the historical, about the persistent harassment and abuse that people engage in on this platform. And yeah, there have been a lot of discussions about, oh, one day of Blackout is not going to do anything, but my take is, sure, maybe it won't do anything, maybe it will. I would like to bank on the possibility that it will than to do nothing at all, and definitely not contribute to anything constructive. That didn't make any sense, but whatever. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, the first Silent Hill game in particular is pretty... It has not really aged very well. And yeah, Konami controls, tank controls, they're tough. Let's see. Who can I stream, or who can I raid? Let's see. Ooh, what do we got here? You know what? Speaking of Silent Hill, someone over here is playing Resident Evil on the GameCube, looks like. Core the Barbarian. Let's raid that person. Yeah. Shaking hands with a cat. That's a good, that's a good analogy. All right. Yes. So thank you so much, everyone, for coming by. Hope you have a good night. I will see you guys next week on Monday for more Broken Sword and more Cooks Are Delicious and probably more Capitalism Wednesday. I mean, Reciteer. Yeah. Take care, everyone. Be good to each other. All that good stuff. Shake hands with some cats. Be careful, though. They got claws. Good night.